Kenny, Cal said on his radio show last night that he's happy that it's at Auburn, ranked team, big opponent. Why? Why not rather have a home game to get things going?
I think if you've been around Cal long enough, you realize opportunity. This is a great opportunity for us to go into a hostile environment, a bunch of young players, freshmen and sophomores, and go steal one. That's the game plan. Go take one from them. They're not going to give it to us. Without a doubt, they've been one of the best teams in this conference. They only got 2 losses in conference. Everything will say we got our hands full. So go prove people wrong.
Kenny, how much of the challenge you guys are facing with the losing streak now is the fact that especially these freshmen, don't know what losing means? You know, they come from high school programs where they win constantly.
That's a great point. I think the challenge is there's 4, 5, 6 minutes stretches in games where we're not producing, where we go 4 minutes, not a basket, where we go 5 minutes and they score 7 out of 8 possessions. We're not good enough to make that up. We're just not. We're a good team, but when you give teams baskets, literally give them baskets, and it's going to come down to a 2, 4, 6 point game, you look back at the game and those 4 minute spurts and those 5 minute spurts that happen multiple times throughout the game, they end up killing you.
Kenny, how well do you think the guys understand that they're not good enough to make that up?
I mean, I think I think they're learning that, you know, but they're young and they're inexperienced to that, but they're getting a lesson that there are no excuses at Kentucky. There is no, my stomach hurts, I don't feel good, I'm fighting the flu, I don't have it tonight. There is no, the referee gave me a bad call. There is no, I was open and he didn't pass it to me. The end result to all of this is we brought you here to be winning basketball players, or you wouldn't be here. That's your DNA, or you would not be in this program. And at the end of the day, you have to produce regardless of how you feel, how you think. There are moments out there when they're second guessing themselves. And for all of you guys to really understand this, coaching doesn't start when guys are playing well. Anybody can coach a team when everything's going hunky-dory. It's when things are bad. It's when adversity hits. It's when kids have self-doubt. It's when the ball doesn't go in the hole and the kid doesn't believe it's going in the hole. How does he fight through that? Are you helping him through that? That's what we do as coaches. That's what Coach Cal has traditionally done, and he's continually to do, is to do everything in his power to give his guys a chance to win a game, but more importantly, play a certain way that gets you out of a rut.
Kenny, Cal said last night that he's going away from the kind of rotations as far as giving playing minutes. How are you guys going to determine playing minutes going forward?
I guess we'll just, when a guy's tired, if a group has it going on, if there's 5 guys on the court and they have a great momentum going in the game, we'll let them stay a little longer and just play it by ear and play it by feel.
He also said that guys were taking advantage of the rotation. I don't exactly know what he meant. How are they taking advantage of that?
Well, when you're doing a rotation, you're guaranteed certain minutes. So at the 17-minute mark, there's going to be 3 guys coming in. Well, the group on the court may be playing bad. They may need to come out in 1 minute. So we've allowed them to stay out there a little longer. So that would be one way of taking advantage of those minutes.
Kenny, how much do you guys look at this obvious size advantage you have tomorrow night as something to try to exploit?
I think our advantages are going to be our length, our athleticism. They are not a tall team. They are basically, it looks like 3 or 4 guards and a forward. Their tallest guy is 6'7", 6'8", that's playing minutes. we have to take advantage of that. That means offensive rebounding. That means stuff around the baskets. We have to be strong. We have to be the aggressor. We have to go after them. And we really have to go out and play desperate basketball and confident basketball, which is really important.
What would Nick Richards have to do to become more of a factor?
I just think Nick needs to play confidently. Another way of saying it is get out of your own self-way. You're trained. You're walking in the games playing a good game. So what happens when you step on the court? You've been trained, you've been prepared, you've worked hard, you've put your time in. What is happening when you step on that court? And it's not just for Nick, any kid. If you will put your work in the hours and the days before you play a game, and you're feeling good about yourself, what happens when you're in the battle? What changed in your mind mentally that made you have self-doubt? That's what the challenge is with him. He's a good player, and he needs to go out there and believe in him the way we do.
Cal mentioned that maybe Winyon's a guy who needs to play more minutes, get more shots. What have you seen from him recently that makes you guys think that?
Well, Winyon is one of our veteran players, and Winyon is a good player, and he gives us everything he has. When you look over the last 4 or 5 games, I think he's averaging 2 or 3 shots. Here's a kid that can make jump shots for us. We desperately need shooting. He can do that. So we got to get him on the floor, and it's on not Winyon, the other guys, to when he's open, to get him the ball in his shooting pocket so he can relax and shoot the ball. Really that simple.
Can you talk about coaching the young guys through their struggles? I assume that could be a different answer for every different player on how to do it.
No question, it's definitely different. I mean, what Quade Green needs is different than what Nick needs. What PJ needs is different than what Quade needs. What Jared needs is different than what PJ needs. What Kevin Knox needs is different than what they all have these mental makeups. No player is the same. And they all have insecurities. They all have self-doubt. Our jobs are to make sure that they understand they're good enough, or we wouldn't have never recruited you.
Are they in a position where Cal's talked about them being a little fragile, and then with these losses, are you guys trying to massage them a little bit to get them to believe?
We are trying to get them to believe, and I think it's more than just massaging. I think you have to hold these young people accountable. You have to make sure that you love them, that you, I hate to say the word hit them in the face, but hit them with reality. That means challenge them, get after their butts. When you're not playing hard, when you're tired, that's not acceptable. And we're going to get after you for that. For you to miss free throws when we shoot hundreds of free throws every day, that's not acceptable. That means there's a mental block that's allowing you to not believe you're going to make this free throw, and you're missing. Why? We're going to challenge you on that. We're going to challenge you as a freshman to think like a senior. We're going to challenge you as a college player to think like a professional player. That's what we do here.
Ken and Cal talks a lot about how really, really difficult it is for him to coach against good friends, the Rick Barnes, Bob Huggins. How much easier will it be for him to be coaching against Bruce Pearl?
I think Cal wants to beat everybody he plays against. I think Cal respects Bruce Pearl. He's a really good coach. He has a well-coached team. Their team has came together through adversity, and it's a tribute to him the way they're playing. Coach Cal respects that. But with that being said, is there a difference between coaching against Rick Barnes and Bruce Pearl? Probably in the back of his mind, but at the end of the day, he wants to beat all of them.
Have y'all made any references to the team about the 2011, 2014 seasons that were kind of similar at this point?
We've told them, Cal has done a great job of explaining historically what teams have been similar, coming down the stretch, losing 3 or 4, and then they clicked. Having adversity, and then all of a sudden you figure it out and you go out and you fight for 40 minutes and you change the landscape of where the program is and where you are as a player and where we are as a team. This team is capable. This team is more than capable, even though they're young. we're not using youth as an excuse. We just need them to fight. To not give up 4 or 5 minute stretches of lackluster basketball. If you can do that, you'll give us a winning chance.
One more, guys. Any players out here?
How close is Shea to being that guy who can drag other people along to elevate to his level of play too?
Shea has been a leader. Shea has came out and his character and his will to win has been really good. He is a leader, not by his words, because young kids don't, they're friends. They're not respecting Shea more than they respect themselves. But the way he plays on that court, I think those guys love Shea. I think they respect Shea. And that's more important than following Shea, the fact that they respect him as a player and they want to be with him in the battle.
All right, thanks, folks.